running? Is it going? I'm acting like there's someone else here as if there's like a director or someone off. Like, are we live? Are we going? Is it go? No, it's just me. It's just me. I know it's going because I'm the only one here filming this. Hey, it's your goth, Oliver. Should I leave that in? It's your goth, Oliver. Take beats, take breaths. We'll leave this all in. It's fine. This is all good, right? One take. Today I'm going to talk about villains. Ooh, yay, villains. Okay. So I did want to talk about villains. I like villains. Villains can be really fun. Everyone knows probably one of the most iconic ones lately of this generation. Good old Thanos with his Infinity Gauntlet and everything. Not everyone necessarily knows this guy. He's a villain. The one and only Cobra Commander. I don't know if I can do the voice right now. I'm not feeling it. You should ask me, if you ever see me in person, ask me to do my Cobra Commander impression. You might have to buy me a drink though. So those are like pretty straight villains. You know they're bad. I don't want to talk about though. I want to talk about nuance and sort of gray in villainy. Because I do like when a villain is a villain. I like when they're bad and you know they're bad and that's fine. But there has been a sort of a angle or thought lately to make more nuanced or gray antagonists. Like there's a difference between a villain and an antagonist. Because an antagonist is just a character that sort of is in opposition or sort of drives the plot forward to the protagonist. They don't necessarily have to be a bad person or like a bad guy or the classic villain. But then a lot of the media, stuff I watch, superheroes, Transformers and stuff. Like a good example lately is Transformers 1, the animated one with Chris Hemsworth is Optimus Prime. Well, he's not Optimus Prime yet. Spoilers. Anyway, I'm going to spoil the movie. If you haven't seen Transformers 1, don't watch this, I guess. You should watch Transformers 1. Pretty good take on Transformers. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to watch it, keep watching because it's still fine. But there's a character in it, Sentinel Prime, and Sentinel Prime is a sort of, the villain. He's the antagonist of the story, and his story is there's a bunch of primes, and they're all dead, but he's like the last prime, and he's having all these people mine, and, Transformers, mine, and he's the leader, and turns out, he's actually giving energon, like that's the thing they mine, like the special mineral, to these aliens to kind of keep the peace. And I was like, ooh, this is interesting. I like where this is going. I like that this guy hasn't actually beaten these villains. He's made a deal with them, and he's kind of keeping the peace on the planet and keeping the peace with everyone. I'm like, buddy, you could fight them. I'm like, well, the Transformers are kind of a warish species. Like they would probably try to not be oppressed and fight them. But Sentinel, is not that great of a guy, and he's a little bit more cowardly. I'm like, ooh, interesting. Then later in the movie, you find out the primes that all died, all the other primes, Sentinel actually betrayed them. He didn't just make this deal with the bad guys. He actively was fighting and killing the other primes. Or I was like, oh, well now I don't really care for this anymore. Now it's like, oh, I don't like this guy anymore. I'm like, I was watching it as a writer, as another creator. I'm like, I don't like that direction because it was interesting to me what they were doing with him working with this other force, the alien force, but then him fully betraying, hard killing. He didn't just run away. See, that's what would have been interesting. It would have been interesting to me if he just ran away, if he just fled the fight. And it's like, well, I don't want any part of this. I don't want to get killed. I'm done. I'm out. And then they all died. And then in the wake of it, he goes, well, opportunistically, I could be leader now, and I'll make a deal with you guys. I don't want to fight you. I'll give you the supply. Let's have peace. Because then he's just kind of being an unscrupulous turd. He's not a villain. He's not out to conquer or kill people. But he vied for power in a different way if they did that. I'm like, but they didn't do that. And it would have motivated, because in the movie, Megatron doesn't like Sentinel Prime, and there's very valid reason that he should be removed from power, whereas Optimus doesn't really seem to have a plan. Optimus is just kind of like, well, I kind of agree, but we got to handle this in a different way. It's like, it gets boring. When you leave it nuanced, it could have made, because Optimus is supposed to be the good guy. Optimus is supposed to be righteous and does the right thing. And Megatron becomes the bad guy. He's supposed to do the wrong thing. And it would have worked so much better for me if Sentinel was more gray, where it's like, well, which side are you on? Because if Megatron is clearly doing the wrong thing, you're like, well, then he's delved into bad guy now. And if Optimus is trying to find another solution, like, well, he's the good guy. He's like, he sees what Sentinel did. He understands it's not necessarily the best, but like, we can move forward from this in another way. Similar, like, I don't like when villains, they have to, like, it feels like in writing sometimes they have to, like, we didn't hammer this in that this guy's a bad guy. We want people to know he's a bad guy. Like in the WandaVision show, there's this sort of, is he Hammer? He's not Shield agent. I think it's Hammer. Sword agent, sword or shield, whatever is happening in that show. And Wanda is holding those people hostage. She's kidnapped a whole town. Like, she is keeping them in there. And they have a face-off when she comes out of it. And I thought it was well done, because it's like, oh, she's kind of the villain in this. This person, this agent guy, is justified to try to get her to release this town. He's well within the right to be doing that. Like, he is trying to save them. It's the correct thing to be doing. You shouldn't be enslaving and capturing people. But then by the end of the show, he's like pointing his gun at children. They're fake children. They're not real children. I guess he doesn't know that, and he's fired at them. He's fired in between them. He's not actually fired at them. But it's like, okay, well, they're really kind of trying to put on the nose, this guy's a bad guy. And I'm like, but he didn't have to be. He was justified and correct in stopping Wanda. And again, you don't have to be a villain. You don't have to be a bad guy to be an antagonist. He is doing the correct thing that should be done, which is making it so Wanda isn't in control of this town. Wanda has to go on her own journey to do that, but it felt like, oh, we can't have someone be gray. And I'm like, what is this? Does it confuse people? Does it bother people that a character can have different layers and facets, or things can be more complicated than black and white? Like, oh, well, that guy was a bad guy. Okay, it all makes sense now. Like, it feels like we're holding people's hands too much, where they can't just realize that every character can have their own thoughts and reactions to things. Like the movie There Will Be Blood, I think it's a great movie. And it's about this oil man, and he has this son, it's not really his son, who's he adopted, he tells everyone it's his son, and he uses him as like kind of a cute face to get these deals. And if you watch the movie, which you should, and watch it again, ask yourself if he actually cares about his son. Because I think it's nuanced enough for you to go, it's difficult. It is. You certainly see what he prioritizes. You know what he cares about more. But does he care at all? The character says one thing, but he doesn't. He asks these questions, like, what, but he's tied up in this oil. He can't really help his son, and he just, the acting in it is really, really well done, because it's Daniel Day-Lewis, and it's really good. But it's such a good script. It's such a good way to because it's not black and white. You don't know how this character hardline feels, and it's interpretive. You're watching something that's artistic, and you yourself could go, well, he hated his son. He didn't love him at all. Or you could watch and go, he really clearly was very greedy, but he seemed to actually care about this boy and wanted him around, and was very upset at what happened with him. But he's so greedy, he wouldn't like the money came first. And I think it's great filmmaking. And why can't we have that in, I know these are like children's, like WandaVision, Transformers, like they're for kids. I'm like, but kids need to realize there's nuance in the world, and things can be complicated. You can disagree on things that aren't going to be so black and white. It's not a very binary world. There are all these shades of gray, and I think we need more of that. I do love a villain that's like clearly just bad. Like Thanos everyone's like, oh yeah, maybe he had a good idea with getting rid of half the people. Like, no, he was wrong. He was a psycho. Like, things did not get better after he killed half the universe. Like, you saw how Endgame, like the Earth, like people were depressed. It's bad. It's like, yeah, it didn't work. He thought the universe would be grateful, and they'd feel spared, and they'd be better off alive, and Instead, it's dystopian because he was wrong about how people would feel about his gift to the universe of getting rid of half of them. But that's a villain that's it's worthy of stopping. Like there's no argument that you have to bring half back. Like you can't just leave them go. Like if there's a way to bring them back, you bring them back. Versus like Sentinel Prime, like making a deal with those aliens, like that's such an interesting concept to me. You're avoiding war, but you're pushing everyone to make the quota and like getting every mineral mined. You're limiting resources. You're not fighting, which a lot of them would probably be willing to fight. A lot of people, it's just like that. That was such a great concept that I don't think they needed that other layer of him being like a hardline traitor to all of them. And yeah, that agent in WandaVision, like, he was doing his job. He was doing what you needed someone in that world to do, which is save the people of that town. But yeah, I'm sure there's other examples. Those are the two big ones, and just they were in my head of just missing the idea that sometimes an obstacle in a character's way doesn't have to be evil. It doesn't have to be like horribly bad. It can just be an obstacle, or it can also have other elements to it that you go, well, that's it. Thanks for watching.